And here we are.
We survived.
We survived. Oh my gosh. Hi, 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 hi. Hello and greetings to one and all.
Pop the top. Annie Vet, Tom, pour yourself a glass of wine.
Okay.
Take your shoes off. Citadel. Was it Citispell?
Citispell?
Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh yeah. Lemon tea. I'm drinking lemon tea. I'm being good. And I just had some ice cream and it probably was a bad idea. So oh, hola, hola, hola. Say hello to everyone. Hello, Annie Vet and Arlene, because she's there by default, right?
Yes.
And the best is hello, Lisa and Terry. How you doing?
Cindy.
Cindy, so nice to see you here. And Jesse. Jesse, we need to talk, honey. We need to talk. I think I saw a post that you made recently.
You still in Merida?
Huh?
She went to Merida. That's why she
Okay.
couldn't get to the meet and greet.
That's right. Oh, yeah. And hey, Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. And there we are, Craig and KJ. Awesome. Howdy, guys. Oh, let's see. So, we want to kind of talk about how this San Miguel de Allende inaugural meet and greet went. We're calling it inaugural now because we really weren't sure if we were going to want to repeat, but it went so much better than we thought it was going to.
I mean, first off,
for real,
we hit a home run with our Airbnb. I mean, we just, we knew it was expansive. We knew it was large and it would have enough room for everything, but we had no clue that it was, I mean, it was almost like it was tailor made for this event. I mean, it had a big hardine that was in an L shape. So you had the ability to have, small groups get together and chat. Seating was everywhere. I mean,
there was lots of spaces for people to break off into small groups and have discussions with each other without it getting too loud or too out of control. And this place was, we pretty much figured out it used to be a boutique hotel.
Yeah, it was.
It was. And it was that big.
And we didn't even realize until later that there was actually a terrace which we actually did some video on that will be coming somewhere in the future, up there on the terrace as well. So it just sort of kept going and going.
Yeah, it was
and going.
What? There's more? There's more? Oh, let's see. Oh, Mama's watching. Wait, hold on. I got to back up. And hola to Michelle and Jim Bruton. Haven't seen you for a while, Jim. It's so nice to see you tonight.
He's in Vegas.
Oh, all right. And Heather. Hola, Heather. The dynamic duo. I love it. Papa, nice to see you tonight as well. And I love that Mama is watching.
Doña
Sue. That's right. Hey, Heather, thank you for the compliment on the videos. I'll just say that Pueblo one kicked me in the butt. It probably took me close to 40 hours to finally get that one done. It was just crazy.
There was way too much video to start with. I mean, it was almost
a lot.
2 hours,
2.5 hours of video
to cut and pair and cut and pair and get it down to,
Yeah, that one kicked my butt a little bit. Oh, hola, London. How are you doing? Muy buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Lone Ranger. Howdy, howdy. Oh, from Manitoba, Canada, eh? Okay. It's a boat cold outside, eh?
It looked that way last night when the Jets were kicking the Canes' butt.
Oh, man, the Hurricanes were awful last night. Hi, Rick. We have our Maui home in escrow. All right. And then you're off to San Miguel. Very nice. And Rita. Hola, Rita. Buenas tardes. Gracias. Hey, let's see here. Oh, yes. You already had reservations at the beach. It's
I know.
Fine. No. No, you know what? We don't want to guilt anybody.
No.
This was a thrown together at the last minute kind of, sort of like a month kind of thing.
I mean, we started it in the fall, and actually Stephanie was the one that sort of was like, she was going to be there until February 19th or something like that. And so, we got in touch with Ernie and we're like, let's put something together around the end of January. And then it just sort of snowballed.
It was literally just going to be us and Ernie.
And then it grew to really big, and then it sort of contracted back because some people that wanted to come had scheduling issues, like Papa was wanted to be there, but they were going to the beach. So, let's get the big part.
Yeah,
we'll just go ahead and throw this out there right now. The reason we are calling it the inaugural, is because next year, date to be determined. It is either going to be the first weekend or the second weekend in February. So it's either going to be Super Bowl weekend or Valentine's Day weekend. We're not sure yet which, but.
And I'm actually going to put this in the chat.
KJ and Craig from Truly Remarkable Life is going to be the host next year in Ajijic. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. They have taken this ball and they have already started running with it. Trust me. It's like they've got plans going this like, whoa, okay. We appreciate their exuberance, and we're just going to get the hell out of the way and let them put it together, because I got a feeling it is going to be mind-blowing. So
I would agree with that.
I think that with this much notice, almost a year's notice, I think we're going to have a tremendous number of other YouTube channels that are going to participate, because we're going to be able to give them plenty of advance notice. So we're not going to have people going, oh, I've already got this on that weekend, and then we are going to really be able to have a lot of time for people to plan to get to Ajijic. I know that Craig and KJ are already looking at hotel accommodations as far as possibly going. Hotel is going to be for meet and greet people. So, we are going to have a Facebook event page.
It's already made.
And everything will be disseminated through that, as well as through, Ernie, Retired Life Mexico No Bull, his channel, our channel, Truly Remarkable Life, the Besses in Mexico, two expats, or two travelers in Mexico.
I forgot La Carmencita.
La Carmencita was also there. So those were the people that were here this time. And, there were others that wanted to attend, like Papa, and probably about 4 or 5 others. So we're really looking forward to a great get together. I think we ended up with about
somewhere between 30 and 40.
Yeah, probably between 35 and 40 people total were there, between the YouTubers and the subscribers. And it was an absolutely phenomenal event. I mean, everybody had a great time. It was a great opportunity to get to meet a lot of you who we only recognize through, your names on here. And suddenly now we have a face that we can put with it. And there were some great conversations. So,
well, I mean, don't just take our word for it. Annie Vet was great.
Annie Vet and Arlene were there.
And Stephanie, your place was perfect. Looking forward to next year for sure. So we, Mark's voiceovers were awesome on the last video. Yeah, Mark is better at it than me. It was worth your time. Oh, thank you. And she's talking about the Puebla video. Our last video drop, if you missed it, was basically Centro Puebla.
Yeah, the churches, the museums, and the food. I mean,
so we were right there in Centro in Puebla, and we were able to take part in a lot of things right there in that area.
And the underground.
And in the tunnels.
And the tunnels.
So literally it was like, hey, here's some museums we went to. Here's some places we ate. Here's some of the churches. And oh yeah, the tunnels. It was a lot of fun to do.
I had no idea that we were going to be underground that long.
Yeah.
It was like, get me the hell out of here.
He's not an underground guy. Hola, Arlene. And so, oh, hey, hola to you too, Rona.
Hola, Rona.
From Mississippi. All right. Yeah, Winnipeg. I'm telling you, boy, they kicked our butt last night.
That was not even fun to watch.
No, it wasn't.
It was actually the point where I'm going, why am I still watching this? Because I know we're not coming back. You know.
So let's talk about this now. So it was so much fun.
It was.
And
just to give you guys an idea, we had a blast before the subscribers got there, because Friday night we all got together just to sort of, we met Ernie and Mark and Paulette, but we had not met Craig and KJ, and we had not had an opportunity to meet Lisa and Terry from the Besses in Mexico. And I think that was all that was there that Friday first night.
Yeah.
And so, and then we had Annie, Vet, and Arlene, because they were staying with us in the Airbnb, and Tom. And so we just sort of, and Ernie was there because he brought the pizza.
Ernie brought 10 pizzas. 10 pizzas, guys. And, having never really done something like this before,
we didn't know.
We thought that we would have time to maybe go out and have a meal out on the town. There was just so much activity. We never left the house. So I ate cold pizza for 2.5 days because we had 10 pizzas.
Yeah. I mean, the only time I walked out was to go get you a cup of coffee because, you a cup of coffee and me a 3-liter Coke because
he needs
the pizza came with Pepsi.
Oh yeah, no. And I haven't drunk Pepsi in so long, and I took one sip and I'm like, man, this tastes like saccharin. What is this?
There's a reason I do not drink the blue. I only drink the red.
I know. But the wonderful thing about it is the next morning when all the creators were there, we were able to do collaborative videos with each other. What?
After I went and got you coffee, then KJ and Craig showed up, and you said you only ate pizza. They brought all those pastries.
They brought pastries.
Whoa.
Yes, thank you.
Whoa.
They were really good.
Whoa.
I forgot about the pastries.
Yeah, I didn't, because that kept me going until I had cold pizza and then had a couple pieces of chicken. That was,
there you go.
I mean, that literally was, we did not leave.
We never left the house. We were there the whole time. So fortunately, we've been in San Miguel before, so it's not like we really missed anything. But we never left the house for 2.5 days. But the next morning, it was really cool we already had talked the night before with each other as creators and thinking about things we could do videos on. I have to tell you right now, look, guys, I'm going to share this because if you're not already watching their channel, you really need to. You need to go see Truly Remarkable Life. Okay. Where are they at? Right here.
And after this live, they're going to be dropping one of the meet and greet videos.
Right.
So
I love their style. It's so fun. It's so spontaneous. And if you've seen,
But the thing is,
what's that?
Is they make it look so natural, but they also look like they've been doing it 1,000 years.
Oh,
I mean, it is
it
just sort of flows with the two of them, like, you can see them going, well, I wasn't really planning on going down that, but damn, it worked. So, okay.
Why not, right? So, the nice thing was the next day, we both got to interview each other for our respective channels. We both got to interview Lisa and Terry from Besses in Mexico. I don't know if anyone else really sat and did any actual collaborative videos, but like Two Travelers in Mexico were there. So of course we were bouncing ideas and just conversation with Paulette and Mark.
And Ernie and Ernie went there in the morning because.
Right. La Karencita was there, which was so awesome because I've been wanting to meet her since like before we even came to Mexico. And you know what? She complimented my Spanish. I was kind of proud.
There you go.
She teaches Spanish and she said I was doing really well. So that's awesome. But her husband was there as well. And we had a lot of fun discussion, asking them about their home renovation that they recently did videos on.
Which, if you haven't seen, it is a remarkable transformation that they did.
Yes, and they saved a lot of money doing it the way they did it. So it's pretty inspirational. Who am I forgetting?
Well, which time are we talking? If we're talking in the morning,
I don't know.
I mean,
it was a whirlwind, guys.
It really was. It sort of was planned in 3 separate events.
Yes.
And it sort of morphed into, especially Saturday, almost one in long event, because that was just, whew. I mean, I think we had 90 minutes in between, and that went like that. And suddenly, here come people up the stairs. And it was
I know. And I just, well, the arrangement with the way the doors were apart from the main residence and the street, we didn't really want to leave the doors unattended.
Because we had our cars parked down there.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was more like you wouldn't hear them. If people came, you would not have heard them. So we were having to keep an eye on that. So listen, right after our live tonight, Truly Remarkable Life is going to air the video that they did of the event.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys put that out, because to be honest, I'm not quite ready to drop these videos yet. I've got one more video I got to put out about our cost of living.
We got to do the wrap up of Puebla, and then we'll start the SMA ones. So for sure. Which I won't be bothering her this weekend while she's putting that together, because I'm going back to the States.
And looky who's here. Best is in Mexico. Yep. Please, guys, you need to go check out their channel. They're new.
Yep.
And they're growing, and they could use your viewership and your subscribership.
And they're great people.
That's right.
They really ought to do one on Doña Sue, though.
Doña Sue. She was awesome. That's their channel. If you just look it up, it's the Best is in Mexico 25. So you will find that. And I'm going to bounce right back again. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place because I'm not using a mouse. I'm using the stupid pad on this laptop. And it drives me crazy. So yeah, I mean, what is a Mexcon tube? Can you explain? Well, Dave, it is Mexpat. So kind of a play on Mexican expat. And YouTube, so tube, and convention, like Comic Con and whatever other cons they do. So it was just a fun play on words that Craig and KJ came up with, and we thought it was really cute. So Mexpat Tube Con.
I can say something. I'm not going to.
I'm glad you're not going to.
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
Yeah.
That name's not written in stone.
No.
If they decide they want to change it, they've certainly got the ability to do so.
I mean, we could always call it the YMCA.
Why?
YouTube Mexican Creators Association.
Oh, my Lord. Okay.
I'm just.
Well, I never thought of that. Hey. Hello there,
see,
Jones,
Bet's already planning on being there.
I know. Hola, Joan. Yes, I'm so happy that you're here. We're glad to see you. So let's see. Everyone was so amazing to meet, and we enjoyed the camaraderie.
That was the best part.
That was it. And it wasn't just the creators.
No.
It was everybody who came. Everyone was so nice, so interesting to speak with.
And everybody has their own unique story as to how they ended up here in Mexico.
For sure.
And so hearing it all was just, that was great.
Yeah. And Mark and Paulette, they went to go visit one of the subscribers' homes that's under renovation later, and they had just dropped a video on their channel. I think it was this weekend.
Yeah, it just dropped Sunday.
Yeah. So I mean, like there were some videos that came out of this for the other channels as well. But here's something that stuck with me. Aside from the fact that it wasn't noisy, it wasn't raucous, everybody was really cool, really calm, everyone talked, everyone got along, we all had a good time. When I went to clean up the jardin,
one red solo cup
One
hidden behind a tree that somebody just
that
put
nobody
there and
probably
nobody even
even
saw.
saw.
I
That
mean,
means somebody or everybody
there was a lot of people that were very conscientious of
that
going, you know what?
they were cleaning up after themselves, and there was like nothing for me to do. There was nothing for me to really clean up at the end of the night. So thank you to everyone who did that. That was really appreciated, but it was very considerate. So not only was everybody kind and getting along and interesting and fun to hang with, they were considerate too.
Yeah, but you know what the best part was?
What?
Is we went to this event going, okay, we're going to meet people, da, da, da. We walked away with so many friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you know, we're not talking U.S. friendship. We're talking Mexican friendship where you bond and you go, you're invested now. And it was like, oh, yeah, you know, these people are great, da, 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 da. And then suddenly now you get to know them and you're like, nah, they're friends. So that was.
For sure, for sure. And like with Lisa and Terry, you know, they had some questions about maybe how to approach some things on YouTube because this is new to them. And everyone they spoke with was really helpful, I think, and was eager to provide any kind of advice or help or suggestions and to get them on their way to get started. So I thought that was awesome. And yes, Cindy, we know in order to create an event page, we are required to enter a date. So I just grabbed the first available Saturday that was a year from the last one. But we're going to let Craig and KJ drive this one. And if they want to move it to maybe a weekend in February or something.
Well, I think we've narrowed it down to either those two, either the first Saturday or the second Saturday. And it may morph into a weekend event. I'm not going to divulge, you know, the things that they're going, but, you know, let's just put it this way. It's going to be a big to-do.
Yeah.
So,
and being that it's in Ajijic, you know that there's got to be a lot of people who live there who watch YouTube videos. And we know there's creators there who may or may not want to participate. And I just think it'll be a lot of fun to check out the area, meet additional new people. It's kind of giving you enough time, if you're interested, to kind of give you a window of when it will occur. But
so you can sort of put a soft hold. That date, we have basically a 5-person steering committee that we put together. It consists of Ernie, Baca, Craig and KJ, and then Gina and I, and the 5 of us. Ernie is going to be in the U.S. Next year for December and part of January. So he's like, the first little part of February is probably going to work better, because the only thing we had to worry about was at the beginning of January, we were going to be moving from Manzanillo to Puerto Vallarta. So, you know, we want at least one weekend break in between after we do the move to sort of, you know, get back on the road and drive 4 hours up to Ajijic.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, but give us a weekend.
Well, sure.
So,
and
it's going to be one of those 2 dates.
You know, Craig and KJ, they have administrative rights on that page. So, you know, they can provide any updates. They can change dates, locations. They can add discussion comments, anything. So just keep an eye on that page, because that's where the updates will be displayed for that event. For sure. Oh, let's see. And let us know how we can help. We'll be close by in Nayarit starting at the beginning of January. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, with this much time, it is really, I mean, I anticipate, you know, now that we've got it narrowed down to a couple of weekends, Gina's going to be able to reach out again to all of the YouTube creators that are in the Facebook thing. And it's going to be.
Oh gosh, this is pretty funny, pretty funny. So yes, I love it. We see the shout outs, but boy, this one's making me laugh. Don't start the Pepsi versus Coke wars.
It ain't a war. Not when one brings a knife to a gunfight. I mean,
Ooh. Okay, mic drop.
It's like,
oh my gosh. Oh, those are so good. Okay, so y'all, let's see. Gina and Mark really worked hard on this. Kudos for putting it together. You're welcome, guys. It really wasn't as much work as y'all think it was. It was just one of those where it ended up being bigger than we thought it would be, which is not bad. But we didn't plan accordingly. We probably should have had I don't know, shorter times. I don't. Again, it doesn't matter because everyone was just sort of hanging out afterwards.
It worked. And that's all. Great. That's all that mattered. And
yes.
and I used to run a golf outing and then golf tournaments and things like that. So I have no problem pulling the trigger when it's time to make a decision because you can't appease everybody. I mean, everybody's got different schedules and things like that. And as much as you would like to be able to go, oh, I want everybody to be able to come. You just sort of have to pick the date and go, this is what it's going to be. And we hope that the majority of you are going to be able to attend. So,
well, this is a good question, Joe, and I'm not really sure why you're not seeing all the comments. They should be showing up in live format to the right of the video, except we're not actually in YouTube when we do this.
We can't see.
We're in a streaming service. We see the chat on the side of our streaming service, and there's a slight delay from when someone posted on YouTube.
Transfer.
Then it has, it takes a few minutes to get over to us. So that's why sometimes there's a delay in our answering. But you should be able to see everything that's coming up that we see. And we're seeing it from outside of YouTube. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that. That's a YouTube IT question. I apologize. That is not in my forte. The Besses are awesome folks. Definitely follow for sure. I would love to see their channel grow. And
we will.
Yeah, it will. We will.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's the growing pains of starting, and every one of us who started a YouTube channel has been there and gone, oh my God, it's going to take forever. But eventually you develop your own little rhythm and your niche and you just go with it.
I'm getting caught up now. What's the U.S. trip for Mark?
I'm going to watch the Super Bowl with my mom.
That's not really why he's going.
I'm going to be there to watch the Super Bowl with mom. She's in Kansas City. She's a Chiefs fan. So
that basically means I get to watch all the commercials in the halftime because I probably really wouldn't watch the game.
I know. Yeah.
My employer, this is the short version. My employer sent us Windows Surface tablets as our work computers. And they don't have enough memory and CPU to handle the type of stuff we're doing. So we've all been limping along with overheating devices and broken up Teams meetings and everything else as the processor gets overloaded and starts shutting things down on us. So they have convinced the client to basically loan us all client laptops. And so I got to go get another laptop. And that means another flight back to the U.S. And it just made sense that he go this time so he can see his mom.
She doesn't have to worry about trying to dodge around work and this and that. She just keeps on doing what she's doing. And I get to just fly up, see my mom and my sister. And, my mom and my sister's picking me up at the airport tomorrow. We're going to go have lunch together, which, as my mom has already said, it gives you a chance to talk about me when I'm not there.
Aww.
And, she's 84. Yeah, we're going to, okay, what do you think? No, she's fine. And, then we're going to have dinner together. And then my sister's going to see her grandchildren. And then me and mom will sit there and she's already got a list for me. So,
yeah, for sure. He's ready to get a Reuben sandwich at McAllister's. And he's really ready to go to Taco Bell. No, I'm not.
I know.
Not kidding.
I live in Mexico, but it's different.
It is different.
I mean,
I have to say a Chalupa Supreme is pretty darn good at Taco Bell. I ain't going to lie.
So I'm just going to, there's a few things on there that I'm going to do. Get to watch Super Bowl and then Monday.
None of it's healthy though.
What do I ever do that's healthy?
You do nothing healthy. That's just it. So Expat TubeCon, it's unique. Maybe we should run a name contest. That's not a bad idea. We could do that. You could do that. I mean, we could put a survey on the event page.
Well, then we can all do that.
Why
I mean, you know, just
I'd rather not. But I like this, Peppo. Get t-shirts made. That's fun. I like that. And then we could all wear a t-shirt and just show up.
well, see, and I've already come up with the idea that we need to do a poster.
Oh, and look,
Like a YouTube.
Already working on a logo design. You guys are awesome.
You know, do like a concert poster with all the different channels, and you know, that'll be free to the first 5,000 people through the door.
I don't think so.
Oh,
hello from Oklahoma, 38 degrees.
Oh,
Terry,
man.
38 degrees in Oklahoma. I mean, that's like a winter storm,
Damn.
man. What?
I'm going to be there tomorrow. 38 degrees in Oklahoma means it's even colder in Kansas City.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got no coat.
You know,
Lisa and Terry were adopted. You know, it's so true. It's like everybody took them under their wing, you know.
and they probably walked away with information overload going, I mean, because.
Yeah, Jesse's asking that you make it February.
It is.
We think it probably will be.
We have narrowed it down to those 2 weekends, Jesse. I mean, it's either going to be Super Bowl weekend or Valentine's Day weekend.
Oh, Super Bowl weekend.
Well,
oh, no. I can hardly wait to move there. Canadian weather is terrible for the old achy bones. Hope to catch you next year. I'll bring my Ninja Foodie and make chili or something. Oh, and I have to say, I'm glad you brought that up. Stephanie. I was pretty sure it was Stephanie. Ceviche.
I don't know who made the ceviche, but everybody there was raving about it.
Her ceviche was the bomb, and we're going to get that recipe. Of course, I also said I was going to share my recipe from my cookies. So we have ideas. A bit early to confirm yet. Love to hear all of your thoughts. We'll do our best. All right. We know you'll run with it. Yeah. These guys got it going on.
Craig is a seasoned professional at putting these types of events on.
For real.
And KJ has got the food side covered. And I'm not talking about just the eating. I'm talking about the other part of it as well. And the energy level between the two of them, I have no doubts.
How about that? How about that video short? Quick, what is your YouTube channel? Quick, what is your YouTube channel? I'm like, I would have never thought of doing something like that. It was brilliant and it was fun. It was an engaging, fun, short video. I was just like, wow.
I just feel sorry for whoever decides they want to host 2027 and have to follow these two up. I'm just saying, I know 2 people who will not be volunteering for 2027. I'm not following that one.
Yeah, here we go. You got a couple people agreeing with you about the Coke. And I have to admit, I have to agree too. I used to be one of those people that I didn't care. To me, cola was cola. Sure, I had some I preferred. I liked RC and I liked Coke, but I hadn't had a Pepsi and I can't tell you how long. And I took one swig of that Pepsi and I'm like, oh no, I cannot finish this. I need some Coke.
I didn't even bother to go there. I knew.
Couldn't. I was shocked. I didn't think it would matter, but it did matter. It tasted like saffron. I don't know why. And it wasn't a diet. So I don't know. Coke rolls. See, I wonder if in Mexico, if they try to reduce the sugar in some of these sodas
I don't know,
by adding saccharin and other sweeteners.
I remember in when we were in Merida and had the 610 right across the street. And I used to go across there, and the young man who was behind the counter, he was working on his English. I'm working on my Spanish, and they were having a Pepsi promotion. And I walked in and put my 2 Cokes up there. He's trying to convince me to buy Pepsi because uno Ferreta.
Yep.
And I was like, if it's gratis, no. You can give it to me and I'm not going to drink it because ain't happening.
So it's
that big of a difference.
I'm going to come back to the chat here. I'm copying some links. Let's see. So, hey, you know what, you guys are so very welcome. And
we only speak the truth.
It's true. And I'm putting some links in here now. Let's get here. So, Joan, I'm going to put links for all the channels that participated so that if you want to visit their channels, you can. They're definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding. Aside, let's see, 2 travelers. Let's go in here.
And the interesting thing is each one of us brings something different to the table.
Sure.
I mean, if you want to know what's happening in Mexico as far as safety and your money and things like that, there is nobody, and I mean nobody, who is more in tune with what's happening than Ernie Baca at Retired Life Mexico No Bull. If you're interested in what's happening in the Ajijic area, in the LGBTQ community, Craig and KJ, Truly Remarkable Life, bam, those are your boys. They're going to get you taken care of. And they do some travel as well. If you want to know what's happening up in SLP and life up there, Mark and Paulette, at Two Travelers Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, you got the bestes in Mexico.
Yep.
And if you want to know a lot about what's happening in Querétaro and learning Spanish and things like that, La Karencita. So
yeah, she really brings a unique perspective from the viewpoint of a Mexican citizen. And one of her more recent videos, she's done this before. Karen has gone out and she's interviewed other Mexicans about what they think a good wage is. And she does this stuff, and it's just interesting to hear what Mexican citizens think a middle class person is earning, or the upper 1%. What are they earning? And it's stuff like that she does these really cool videos where you're getting that perspective at times. What is the gringo tax, and are you really getting gringo taxed on things? And she'll do an experiment with somebody who is obviously, a Caucasian guy, and they compare their prices. And her videos are fascinating at times. So
yeah,
I like her videos a lot. Okay. And I was like fangirling over her. I was so excited to finally meet her. I've been trying for a while. So let me get back up here. T-shirts sound awesome. I think so too. I think, and we would be like, walking around Ajijic and everybody be going, what's this shirt I keep seeing?
Well, and there are no two that were branded more than Craig and KJ. Oh, yeah. Hats, shirts,
the
next day they're wearing different hats and different shirts, but they're branded.
Yeah. I think that the hoodie that you guys had was really nice, and I would be interested in maybe getting one of those, but it's too late now. I'll have to get one of those in June.
Well, yeah, we can order now and then have them when we go back up to the States in June.
So it's 86 in Vegas and dry, I bet. I want to return to Vegas one of these days and go see a concert at the Sphere. That's like my next do or die concert venue. I've done Red Rocks. Now I'm ready for the Sphere. So why not? With Mark's grand ideas, we're going to need corporate sponsorship.
Anybody know anybody at Verizon?
Gosh, Oh, 2 days ago, it was close to 80. Follow you and would like to meet you next year. That's awesome.
We hope so.
Yes. Oh, and you know what? And here we go. It's going to do this wonky stuff again. And Joan, I love ceviche too. And I got to tell you, her ceviche was to die for. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
I mean, Vicky and Mark at the end of the table.
Oh.
Alfredo and his wife got some, and like, here, try this. And Vicky tried it, and she looked at Mark, and Mark just went, I know. And
he got up.
And he got up. He got up before she even said anything. Was on his way, came back, and it was gone. And she, why'd you get so little? Because it disappeared.
Setting the bar high.
Yeah,
I know. It's going to be hard to follow you guys. I have a feeling. So, thank you, Stephanie, for the recipe. That would be awesome. And she's voting for baseball hats too, T-shirts and baseball hats. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm a Diet Pepsi guy. Put down the torches and the pitchforks.
I know.
Yes, Rita. It does have sugar cane in it, but we're finding out that it depends on whether you buy it in the glass or the plastic. We noticed that the ones in the glass appear to only have sugar cane. The ones in the plastic seem to have a mix of sugar cane and Splenda and maybe something else.
Yeah,
Not
I
really
mean,
sure.
there is a noticeable difference in if where I get into an OXO or OXO or any of those types of places, I start taking my nails and flicking them up against the, because when I hear that tink, that is the glass. That's the one I'm getting because that's glass, and there is a noticeable difference between what you get in the plastic and what you get in the glass.
So, oh, Joan, oh, I see. Thank you. Thank you for supporting them, because you know what? These are all really great people.
They are that. They're all friends now.
And they're real. They're real people. See, that's the difference. When you start watching a YouTube channel and you start to get a feeling after a while that they're either one, full of it, or two, they're only doing clickbait type stuff only. And they're not really giving you any value for the, just any real helpful information. I start losing interest on those channels
Quickly.
These guys, I've been following some of these channels, like I said, like La Canecita, before we even came to Mexico. So, and having met everyone now, I just feel like we're just that much more connected. And it feels like
there's a bond.
There's community there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
for sure. So, and you watch on your TV. So yeah, I wonder sometimes how that works, especially with live streams.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Annie and Arlene.
Yeah, we got to figure out how that works.
They every time we do something, they do it on the phone and they do it on the TV. It's like,
yes, Karen and Dave are in Tula now, and man, guys, if you haven't watched the video on their renovation, I just don't even know what to say. I had all kinds of questions for them because it just seemed like it was such a huge project. And I really wanted to know how long it took. And they said they were expecting it to take a little less, but it ended up taking just a little more than 3 months. But they did a lot.
Well, and they have, especially, Karen Sita has Mexican expectations because there's a way and a time frame of how things are done in Mexico. Sure. And then there's a time frame of what we from other parts of the world, I can get it done like this. Well, it doesn't always happen that way. And
yep. And so the Sphere holds 18,000. That's good to know. And that's really impressive because one of my favorite venues used to be the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. And initially that arena only held about 12 to 14,000 people. And they added more seats. And when they did that, they couldn't open the dome anymore. Of course, it's not even there at all now. So that gives me an idea of what to expect. Although this would pretty much only be like half. All that would be pushed into half of a Sphere.
Well, we haven't been there, so I can't. I mean,
well, yeah,
they could have a recessed area and sight lines and everything else.
That's cool, though. And Stephanie, my friends just saw the Eagles at the Sphere. They said it was amazing. Yeah, I had friends that were there as well, and he was sharing videos. I could not believe the Eagles aren't even a visual band, and
they were in '76 on the Hotel California tour.
Okay.
I'm just saying that because that's the first tour they did with Joe, and it was like.
I mean, but videos and everything.
No, it was 76.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, but
they aren't known for being a visual band.
They're not Pink Floyd. They're not AC/DC. They're not Genesis. These are all bands that are big in having
the sound.
Rush was another one that the video went along with the audio. So
and I'm trying, and I saw some of the videos from U2 when U2 had their residency. I'm just trying to think of what bands I would like to see there. And I'm really, really, the bands that I find to be most strong visually would be like Pink Floyd, even Roger Waters.
Ain't going.
We're not going there.
I know.
I'm just naming bands.
I'm not going there either.
Genesis, Peter,
that ain't gonna happen.
and that ain't going to happen. Peter Gabriel, maybe, but probably not, unless he signs up for a residency, because that guy puts out an album like every 10 years, and then he does a tour with it, maybe. I just don't know. The bands that I like, they're getting up there in age, and if
so are we.
But they're older than me.
No, I get
so. If they're not already frail and have one foot out the door already, I don't know how they would do stuff like that.
I know who I would put there.
Who?
Garth.
Oh, Garth Brooks would be good there. But again, somebody's going to come up with the visuals. That place is meant for a visual
I understand
band.
that, and he does have some visual, but yeah, that's a game of a different realm.
Exactly. Hi, just for a few minutes, I plan on going home to snowy Seattle from sunny Tucson. Oh, but you know what? It may be snowy in Seattle, but it's probably not cold like Kansas City because it's over by the water. I think that helps a little bit.
Yeah. You got the maritime drafts, the thermals come off there. No, my mom actually was like, I'm going to Costco tomorrow to buy you a jacket.
She said that to you? Yeah,
Yes.
She did that for me as well.
She was like, it's cold. And I was like, well, I'll wear Gina's jacket. I'm only there for 3 days. She goes, no, I'm not walking around with you in Gina's jacket. So I was like,
she got me a puffy coat jacket that goes down past your hips. So it would be way too long for you. You would look silly.
How would be if it goes past the hips? It'd be to my hips.
It's very feminine looking.
Oh, well,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Yeah.
It's almost like a short dress. You would not like that.
No, we're not going there.
Oh, let's see. The weather in Oklahoma has been all over the place. Oh, Terry.
Sort of been that way here.
Yeah, and when I lived in Pushmataha County for about a year, and I remember the summers being pretty hot, and then when it's tornado season, well, that can just like drum up some pretty big rainstorms, and then of course winter comes and you get a dusting of snow and everything shuts down for the day. And I never expected it to get cold in Oklahoma, and yeah, it does. It gets cold.
Oh yeah.
So I always thought that was weird. I never thought it would be that cold. So is MexPatCon like Vegas? What happens at MexPatCon?
Damn Skippy.
You know it, Jesse.
Until our next live. I mean, but other than that,
Oh, it's so funny. We actually, our friend Tom, he doesn't like to be on camera, photos or video. Everybody was trying to avoid him because nobody wants to catch him on a video by accident.
Hey, the man requests his anonymity.
Yes. See, Rita, we only get it in the glass bottle. Yeah. And it seems like the glass bottle is the only version left in Mexico that still has cane sugar, all cane sugar.
God, I love it.
And it is good.
If I could find that in 3-liter bottles, and
I know. Oh, okay. Here's a good answer on how the TV works. So Annie and Arlene are watching on TV and they comment on their phone. Okay.
There you go.
And that's how it works.
See, we get double credit, so we're not going to argue about that at all.
No. Hey, we are now a community.
I know.
I hope all our subscribers crisscross support to see exactly how genuine everyone is.
And you know what? That's a very true statement, because there were, let's just round it, 40 people there. And during the entire event, there wasn't that one person that everybody went, really? Not one. Everybody was, not only engaging, it was very genuine. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a sense of genuine enjoyment of spending time with everybody. Yeah. And that part, I was, you get a group of people together you never really know. And it was just like,
no, it was
wow,
really,
this just was.
Oh, and there you go, Jesse. It's like Vegas, but we are not dressing like showgirls. I would just die if some people came dressed up like Blue Man Group or something like that. That'd be hilarious. Jesus, hello. I saw your comment, and you know what? You are right. But at the same time, it's not so much disposable income, because the thing is we were running out of money. We were seriously running out of money. And we were almost to the point of just having to return to the United States and stay with his mom, because I didn't have a job, and well, no money coming in, everything going out. So this is a really good opportunity. As you mentioned, in Oaxaca, you spent some serious cash on rentals. Yes, we did. 1/6 of what I like to pay. And congrats on having more disposable income than I do. It's one of these things, Jesus, that if we could pay rent and get a lease, we would.
But we will eventually.
We will eventually.
Yeah.
Right now, we're just trying out different cities. And so we're only there for 1 month to maybe 3 months.
Okay. The other part of this is, Jesus, is that we actually booked these almost a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So when we did the booking, Gina was employed.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's one of those where, okay, hold on, boom, 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 boom. And so,
well, so
the circumstances changed on us.
The thing about it, once we try out all these cities, we are going to pick a place, and we are going to get a lease, and we are going to pay normal rent.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't do it the way we're doing things right now. One of the things is we have to have somebody vouch for us. We have to do I never say this right.
There's a whole list over here.
There's a whole document of thing,
but vouch for us. There's a whole list right over there. I mean, we got that.
You know what but what if we weren't here?
Oh.
Yeah, if we were decide to stay over there, they don't care what people in Querétaro say. So,
wow.
But then you got to do a lease, and you have to have your deposits, and you have to have somebody vouch for you, and you have to do that whole police. Hey,
you went down that road.
I can never say this word.
There's a lot of documentation that has to go on.
Yeah. And if we're not going to be someplace for a year,
it's damn near impossible.
We can't get a lease. We've got friends in real estate, and they pretty much told us it's really hard. We can try to get you someplace 6 months, but it's going to be really hard.
Especially since we like to know going in.
Yeah.
Months in advance. We are planners, and it's asking somebody to hold a house for us because we're going to be there in 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I don't expect them to do that, nor should they.
No.
And so again, because of the way we do things and because of the way we like to do things, we would rather have it set in stone, pay a little bit more, and know that place is going to be there for us, because there's too many balls in the air as it is. And then all of a sudden to get to a location and go, no, you don't have a place to live.
We don't have a place to stay. And then we have our car packed. We have a roof bag on where are we going to put all this stuff.
I mean, what are we going to do? Live in the auto moteles? I mean,
it's not like we haven't utilized auto moteles, but
I got no problem there. But I mean, I don't know how good the Wi-Fi would be for you to work.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons for why we are overpaying, and boy, we do know we know we're overpaying.
We did come out better here in Querétaro this time.
Well, this is a good time to talk about what happened, because I put it on our agenda tonight. So Airbnb.
We have an agenda?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
Airbnb are a bunch of greedy bastards. That's the best way I can say it.
Tell us how you really feel.
They're a bunch of greedy bastards. Okay, so we have a host in Querétaro, and he was agreeable to allowing us to go off the platform and just pay him literally almost half of what it's costing us to stay here.
Okay. Now, we are doing something that is sort of not looked fondly upon by Airbnb.
Well, no, because Airbnb wants to make their money.
I understand. I'm just trying to say that we also understand that, we're getting into the gray area of dealing with Airbnb.
Yeah, I really don't care.
I know. I'm just for the transparency of it all.
Yeah.
We understand that what we were doing was a little underhanded.
Yeah. So essentially, so this is how it goes. You book a place, and if you're going to stay for a month or longer, Airbnb at the time of the booking will charge you the entire first month, that including taxes and the fees that you pay them. Okay. So when the second month was coming around, it came time to pay. We went ahead and let Airbnb charge for that too. So we have now paid for 2 months through Airbnb. I spoke to our host, and he agreed we could pay off platform and continue the rest of our stay here. And I would change our stay to a 2-month stay, shortening it.
He made a little more, we paid a little less, and everybody's happy.
Right.
Except for Airbnb.
I go into Airbnb and I shorten our stay to exactly 8 weeks. They offer a monthly discount if the host allows it, if you're there 4 weeks or longer. 4 weeks or longer.
28 days.
So I shortened it to 8 weeks.
56 days.
Airbnb immediately charged me an additional $890. When I called them and asked them why, well, I didn't call them, but I submitted a support ticket. They said it was because I shortened my stay and I no longer got the discount. Well, hold up. My stay is for 8 weeks and the discount is 4 weeks or longer. Went back and forth, and they just kept repeating the same stuff to me like a broken record, as if they thought I was going to give up. So then I contact my host. They contact
No.
What?
Then they tried to blame it on the host
raising
the rate.
Well, that's what the whole discount is.
Like,
that's the whole discount part. They're saying that the host controls that. And it didn't make any sense. So I contacted the host and I said, listen, this is what they're telling me. Can you tell me if you received an additional payment from them? Because I don't trust them. He had not. So eventually he gets pulled into the support talk and he's irritated with them as well. He doesn't understand why they're making this such a hard thing to control. And remember, Airbnb is now saying it's on him, that this was his rate change. He is telling Airbnb that he did not raise the rates. Why would he raise the rates for a past stay that was already completed? Bottom line, Airbnb did nothing. They sent him, of that $890 that they charged me, they sent him 7,000 pesos.
$350.
Which he then...
Which
he knocked off of.
He gave us the discount on that because it was like, okay.
He let us take $350 off on the rent.
We ended up $450.
So Airbnb charged us $890 out of the blue, and they kept over half of it for themselves.
They're making their money, period.
Yeah. So scam. And unfortunately, we don't really have a choice in how we do these. We have to do Airbnb or Vrbo. And
for another 18 months,
give or take,
and then we're gonna be.
It's just the way it is, and you know what? And we've had a really good conversation with our host, and he is in agreement with us that they are just a bunch of greedy bastards, and we both hate them. So,
the good news is, though, just using this as an example. Okay, if we were to choose Querétaro, or we were to choose Huatuco, or we were to choose El Tejar, but not El Tejar, that one, no, because that Claudia, no, that's a bad one. If we were to choose Playa Car, we could contact any one of these 3 hosts directly.
Yeah.
And they would go, how long do you want it for?
Yeah. And they would just charge us off platform.
Yeah.
Because they trust us.
Yeah.
As guests.
So, we pay now, but, if we were to decide that, we were going to return to some places, pick Huatuco. We could call Claudia up in Huatuco and say, Claudia, we're going to be down looking for a place to rent for a year plus, can we stay 3 months while we figure out where we're going to live in Huatuco? And Claudia be like, sure, I'll bring the wine. So because there'd be a party going on,
Yeah.
And then we just meet at Omar's and drink mezcal, and we'd still never find a place, but we'd had a hell of a party.
We'd love Omar. I heard we're getting a foot of snow at home on Saturday. Oh gosh, no. No. And 19 in Buffalo. No, that's cold. And that's lake effect cold too. Oh, I'll go back to my phone comment. Yeah, or computer. And showgirls. Okay, don't have to dress as showgirls, but maybe some village people uniforms to tie in my MCA. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who gets to be the Leatherman policeman?
Well, that's two different people. There's Leatherman.
Oh, that's right. There was Leatherman, and then there was policeman, and there was Native American, and there was construction worker and cowboy. That's right.
And army man.
Was there an army man? I don't remember army man. Anyway, travel before you settle on a permanent location. Yeah. It's unfortunate that it costs so much to do it this way. This is not the way I wanted to spend my money. I promise you. But yeah, eventually we'll be able to just I'm sure we're going to end up renting for at least a year first. And then if we decide we want to stay where we are, we'll look into buying a place. So I love the auto motel video. Oh, gosh. Thank you, Rita. Muchas gracias. It's so embarrassing to look at it now.
But we have to say
we have
to make this comment about the auto motelist, though.
That the Jordan copied us?
I don't give a shit what Jordan did.
That they copied us? Yeah.
But the cleanliness. Mm-hmm. She blacklights them, and we have yet to be in one that we've gone, oh, hell no, we're not staying here. I mean, they're clean.
Hey, Jesse, let's see here. Jesus, I would rent in Querétaro, Loreto, or Oaxaca City. My wife is a gringo planner, and I'm a Mexican cheapskate. Hey. Just saying, and honestly, I'm both, Jesus. I'm a cheapskate and a planner. I do the budget, and I am so tight on that budget. For example, I pay all our bills immediately until the money is until we just have just a couple $100 left in the bank. And then that's when the exchange rate
exploded up,
goes up, and then
one day and
then I have no money to do any exchange. So I know some people say, well, we're taking advantage of a higher exchange rate, when the peso is at, when it's $1 to 21 pesos. That's not really good for Mexicans and Mexican economy. True. And I understand that.
But it gives us more pesos to pump into the Mexican economy.
But at the same time, I feel like we're living like Mexicans in that aspect, because I never have enough money to make that exchange, because I'm always making sure all the bills are paid. So yeah, all the time. I just darn it, I missed it again. Oh, YMCA. My leather's in the shop. That was the first thing I thought of too, guys. I'm like, Leatherman. He's got that big puffy mustache. Oh, well said about Airbnb. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, it is what it is, right? Can you dispute Airbnb charges with your card? I don't know, Jesse. That's really good, but at this point now, I think I have to let it go. And
lesson learned.
And the truth is, we're still using their platform because we pretty much don't have a choice.
We don't want to burn that bridge.
We don't have a choice. We have to. It's either them or Vrbo, and there's not as many properties on Vrbo as there are on Airbnb. But I'm telling you right now, I can't wait to be done with Airbnb, except for short little weekend trips or something. And I see your next question.
What I think basically they were designed to do, they were not really designed to do we're taking it to a different level. So
I know, but
with the length of some of the stays.
But that's why they have monthly discounts. And then to turn around and take it away and then blame the host.
I get it. We're done.
I know.
Next.
Anyway, Facebook Marketplace, it's really not.
You got to be there. And you have to be something that's going to be quick, because I mean, if I were listing a place on Facebook Marketplace, I'm not going to talk to people who go, we're going to be there in 3 months. Can we book it then? Well, no.
If somebody's trying to rent a place out, usually they're trying to rent it out for longer than 3 months or so. And we have to be able to say, well, we're going to be there during these dates, but that's almost a year down the road. They're not going to hold it for us. And so,
and we've been burned on the other. We've had the reservation, and then
somebody cancels on us 3 weeks or 2 weeks before arrival. Yeah. Probably for the same idea, for the same things that we're talking about.
I mean,
maybe they had a guest who said, "Hey, I want to stay longer. What can you do about it?"
And if they were to suddenly go, you know what, I'm gonna make a extra 1,500 pesos a month, and I'm not gonna have to pay Airbnb fees, and I like this person who's already in there, and they want to extend. I get it.
Yeah. Here we go. I was thinking about renting my condo with Airbnb until I heard so much scam from them. Honestly, if you're only going to go for a few months, you really won't have much of a choice unless you do something like Facebook Marketplace, or
I think she's renting her condo with it, listing it with Airbnb.
Oh, listing it. Oh gosh, honey. I don't know if that's the case. If you're thinking about leasing out the condo, I can just tell you that our host doesn't like them. It's like it's a necessary evil.
We've had numerous hosts who have not liked them.
The hosts, that they went up in their fees, and they pass those fees
constantly
on all the time.
And the owner of the property, okay, rightfully so, is going, not coming out of my end.
Right.
So.
We are not actually going to be staying in Guadalajara unless it's maybe for a weekend visit. We're going to be in
Ajijic,
in the Lake Chapala region
later this year.
Yeah, actually in between Chapala and Ajijic. So we won't be going to Guadalajara for anything maybe longer than a weekend trip, just to visit the city. But thank you for that.
Yes.
If I watch on my computer and TV, hope you do. Yes, at the same time, I don't know. I guess it helps. And when you all get tired of Airbnb and decide to buy in Mexico, KJ does mortgages. All right.
Of course.
Why not? That's
so awesome. Anybody going into the Ajijic area and you're looking for a property, contact KJ and he'll get you taken care of.
I can tell you who not to contact, but maybe
we ain't going down that road.
Contact KJ.
Yes.
Have you tried looking for rentals on Facebook groups in the area? Well, again, it has to do with how long are they going to hold that for us until we arrive. That's the problem. We need to plan out far enough in advance that, that we're going to be in this location at this time, and we need specific things because of the way we travel. We got a lot of stuff in our car.
We book it too far in advance for that for Facebook group to work for us.
We need a king size
and
bed.
work for the rent
right
as well. It just,
I mean, we have to have a king size bed. We have to have at least an extra room to put all our stuff in. We have to have preferably off-street parking. We have to and we have to have really good internet so I can work. And if we don't have really good internet, then we at least need a free view of the sky so I can set up a satellite dish. There's lots of details that go into it, and it's not just as easy as
you set up the satellite dish.
Well, I could if you would let me. I was the one that was doing the Spider-Man crawl up that Airbnb in SMA. I could do these things. Just saying.
The Spider-Man crawl was in Valladolid.
I'm talking about the one in SMA that you did not do. Annie, Vet, and Arlene, no.
Yeah. Well,
I was climbing up the ladder on the side of the house because I wanted to see what was on the other side. So, I mean, I could do those climbs if I had to. So, coming to SMA tomorrow for lunch. Any recommendations? Well, let's see.
Depends on what you want to eat.
I'll tell you where we ate when we did get a chance to eat, which wasn't this time.
No. I mean, if you want a good filet, Moma's.
Moma's is good.
If you want Italian,
I'm pulling it up. Give me a minute. I just have to get down
Florencia.
I need glasses. Okay. For the food, restaurants, categories, restaurants, not services, restaurants. There we go. That would be Francesca. Francesca. We ate there twice. Francesca was very good. We also ate at Francesca twice. Trazo 1810.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
That's a roof. That's a rooftop one.
Yeah, we had dinner there with Annie Vet and Arlene. That was, nice view of the city and everything else.
I have one here from Bistro San Miguel, but for the life of me, I cannot remember what we ate there. I don't know.
I think the Bistro San Miguel may have been City Market.
Los Milagros is also a really good place. In fact, I think Ernie even recommends Los Milagros. And if I'm not mistaken, KJ and Craig went to Los Milagros.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that's a good place too. Here we go. Carajillo is really good. Yes, and maple bacon croissant at Umaran. I wanted to try a maple bacon croissant. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should make some. We are so glad Airbnb's behind us. Awesome. We signed our lease. Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. They like your shirt, honey.
Well, everybody likes a skull. I mean,
that's right. I lived in San Antonio, Lake Chapala for 6 years. Live in Marfil now. Okay. I'm going to read it anyway. You don't have to read this, but I am. Mortgages can be done anywhere in Mexico.
Okay. So anywhere in your Mexican household buying needs, contact KJ for a mortgage near you.
Okay. So as long as you have no pets and no problem with my cat, once I get a place in Mexico, my door's open to you. Muchas gracias, Joan. And no, we don't have problems with cats, and we don't have pets, sadly. See, are you guys legally in Mexico? Oh, we absolutely are, Edgar. Thank you for asking. Yes. That's really very important, because one of the main reasons we do the channel that we do is because we saw people who were doing channels about living in Mexico, but nobody was doing channels about how. The proper way of getting. Right. So we did videos on all of that, going to the consulate, having our appointment, making the trip, coming through customs, going to INH to do the. Thank you, Arnie. To do the Canje, getting our residente temporal, and then getting our tip extended for the car. And then we had to go back and do a renewal a year later. So we absolutely believe in doing everything legally. And, we pay all our fees. And the only thing that we've got to do a little better with is updating our address when we move to different areas. But we're taking care of that. So we're good. Yeah, we're got a little less than 2 more years left on our temporary residency, and then we'll become permanent residents. Yeah. So. I mean, we really do believe in doing it legally. And it's only the right thing to do. It's what you should do, for sure. Yeah, let's see. I know which Spider-Man crawl you're talking about. That's right. That's right. Francesca was very good. The chicken parm. Oh, he loved it. And I had gotten a shrimp scampi on one of those trips. I can't remember what I got another time, But I had gotten a soup too. I had a soup. Very, very good.
The chicken parm was as good as any, and I've been to, the Palm and Palm 2 in New York, and wow, yeah, it's
for sure
good stuff.
Hey, no worries, Tom. Important things like get a beer. Yes, Craig and KJ, very important of all of to cross support all peeps. Thank you, Tom. I was hoping you were going to come back here so that I know I just lost somebody here. I was hoping you were going to come back so we could all go karaoke at Arlene and events.
So now we're just going to have to do it without you. But what we're going to do, Tom, is we're going to record some of the songs, and then we'll do a private, just send it to you so you will sit there. Now, I do recommend a lot of wine and a lot of beer before you hear it. Just say.
So I'm going to, Terry, I'm going to tell you what we spent. Now, this was almost 2 years ago. So prices may have risen, of course. At Francesca, we had 2 meals. The first meal with tip included was 1,074 pesos. And the second meal was 620 pesos. So it probably had to do with the drinks.
I was just fixing to say, yeah. The difference is the first one, I had 3 Grey Gooses.
Yeah. So alcohol, of course, is going to shoot that up. But the meal on the second one was for the 2 of us, 600. What did I say?
674. So you can figure about, $35 if you want to have a beer and a chicken parm. Good stuff. Yeah.
Now, Trazo 1810, that is a rooftop restaurant, fine dining with a spectacular view.
Close to 2,000 pesos.
That was 1843. That included tip, but that was also included alcohol. And
yeah.
Then I cannot.
It included us not being able to get our car on the way home.
I just cannot remember what we had at Bistro San Miguel, but that was $7.45.
Doesn't matter.
I'm getting there, Mark. And then MoMA was $13.50, tip included. And Mark really liked MoMA, so
good filet
for sure. And Los Milagros. Oh yeah, and what was Los Milagros? I totally just went past that. Oh, I can't tell you what Los Milagros was because whatever we had there, we only covered the tip. Somebody paid.
That was where we had the meal with the videographer from.
That's right.
Mexico Relocation Guide, and they covered the meal. And we covered the tip.
That's right. Friday roll at Quince is amazing. Oh, okay. And let's see. Mark is that golden voice. You should be doing YouTube. Oh, wait, you do.
Only on those special days.
Oh, let's see. Dean, I'm getting my permanent tomorrow in SMA. Congratulations.
Outstanding.
It's good. Good for you. Jesus. Hey, Jesus. I've been all over Mexlandia. Congrats on your amazing adventures. Next up, either San Cris or Querétaro this winter for a month. Oh, Jesus. We loved San Cris. We really did. In the winter, I'm
not going to throw Querétaro under the bus.
No, Querétaro too. But San Cris was just one of those places that is just so beautiful.
If I'm looking for some place to go chill for a month, San Cris is going to be high on my list of places here in Mexico. Not to live, but to get away for a month and recharge the batteries.
Yeah.
That cabin that we had, I would go back there in a skinny minute and just go, see y'all. We will catch you in about 4 weeks because I'm going to be on this rocker, and that's it.
It's cool. It smells like pine. And if you're an outdoors person and you can go see, Sumadero Canyon, and it's just a really beautiful place.
It was the most. That cabin had a plastic part of the roof, and when it would rain at night, it was just like, sleep like a
Let's see.
We will be back to that cabin at some point.
At some point. Living in Mexico is actually the best decision I've ever made. Been here 7 years now. Yeah.
And it's all due to one thing. The people.
The people.
I mean,
yeah.
Open your arms, and the people just, are like respectful of them. They respond more than give it back to you. And you're just like, wow, this just is.
Antigua Trattoria Romana is good if you like Italian. Okay. It's one of those, there's so many places to go eat out, and we just.
It'd be like trying to talk about the restaurants in Merida. That's another place that you just go.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh, there's some good ones too. My cousin and his wife just bought a nice 1-bedroom studio in Puerto Vallarta. The area and inside looks amazing for being small. They told me that they had to buy it within 1 year. 2000.
Or is that 200,000?
I'm thinking maybe
200,000.
I think maybe it's 200,000. That's what I'm thinking. Wow. But it's small, but they like it. So, hey, if they're happy with it.
Hey, if it fits the needs, that's the whole key is get what you need and go from there.
Mi Bistro 300 SMA was delicious. Okay. All these places I really want to. Oh, wait, the Frida roll, not the Friday roll, Frida roll. That's right. And I think you were telling
we could be doing TGI Fridays and, go get their lunch special and you have a beer and 3 wings and a spring roll.
Querétaro was a nice big city with all the amenities, but I would tire of it pretty quick as a permanent retirement place. The weather gets pretty hot in the summer months or in the warm months. And I have a house in SMA. Ralph, you're right. But we don't know yet. We're about to find out. The last time we were in Querétaro, it was winter. So we did not.
It's still winter.
Yeah, but
I know. We'll be here till the summer.
We're going to be here till July. So we're going to find out for sure.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. I'm going to go way out on a limb.
Okay.
I'm going to bet that the summer here is not going to be as bad as Veracruz or Huatuco.
Shoot.
I'm just going to go out there on that limb and go, it might be warm, but we have experienced hotter.
But it ain't Huatuco warm. It ain't Merida warm.
Or El Tejar.
Yeah, well,
but
the flip side of that is that both of those places had air conditioners.
Well, no, I get that, but I'm just saying the weather outside. I mean, because we had half of an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and it was bath water.
Yes,
it was so hot.
It was hot. Our next live is going to be in 2 weeks. Unless some horrible thing happens, like last time we had to change it, it was because it was on a holiday. So we try to do one every 2 weeks.
No, it won't be a holiday in 2 weeks. That's
right.
Yeah.
So like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Same bat day, same bat time. Wait, what's Tom? Tom, don't you know? You betcha. Stephanie, Antonia Rooftop 2. Dang, you've been around.
Well, she spends a lot of time there in SMA.
I get it.
Yeah, she knows a whole lot more than we do as far as restaurants there.
I would much rather have a small place with sand and ocean in my front yard and warmth than a larger place with snow and cold. If that's what works best for you, for sure. My worry about the sand is having to clean it up all the time. Oh, and having the sea air basically
corrode everything. But I think what she's really trying to get to is it ain't snow.
It ain't snow. Anything
it ain't
but
snow.
Let's see. Here we go. I love Colonia European feel of Guanajuato. It's still very affordable. Lake Chapala got too pricey for me and way too many gringos.
We are holding out.
We're
holding out any preconceived notions on Ajijic because we haven't really been there. And so it's not fair for us to prejudge.
Right.
We will be there October through December of this year. So we're going to be there for 2 months before we end the year up in Manzanillo. And
see, the thing that bothers me potentially about Guanajuato, we were at one time going to go to Guanajuato, and we had to detour and go up to San Luis Potosi instead. But Guanajuato is very hilly and lots of cobblestone and stuff like that too. And we knew after our stay in San Miguel de Allende that those characteristics make San Miguel a nice place for us to visit. And it's a beautiful, wonderful place to visit. Maybe not.
Projecting 10 years, 15 years down the road, which I hate to say it, 15 years from now, I will be damn near 80. The thought of doing those cobblestone sidewalks is just something I go, that's an accident waiting to occur.
If it wasn't so invasive, I would have recorded what we witnessed. We dropped Tom off at his hotel.
That was pretty bad. Yeah. No, not dropping Tom off.
No,
that was fine.
And I was literally watching this elderly woman hanging on for dear life.
Well, it was an elderly couple, and they were both struggling getting up the hill, but she was
hanging on. Yeah.
Any handhold she could get to get up this hill, she was availing herself of. She was like,
and I looked at that. I would have recorded it if it wasn't so invasive, just to prove the point. When I get that old, I don't want that to be me.
No. And that's one of the things that we have to look at and go, when we settle down, are we going to want to deal with things like hills and things like that when I'm 75, 80 years old, if I live that long?
So I'm going to make a little announcement because it's 7:26. I really would like to try to end this tonight by 8:00 in respect of Craig and KJ's time, because they do want to do a video drop as soon as this live is over.
Not only that, I got to get up at 2.
Well, he's got to get up. Yeah.
Because I have a
fly out
5:14 a.m. flight.
So speaking of the people of Mexico, is Mexico an outdoor place like Spain? Everything is about being outside. I would say yes, a lot of the time.
75%.
If you're in really hot locations like Merida and Huatuco, pretty much inside during the hottest time of the day, but at night, you're outside.
Yeah.
And you're outside pretty late, like kids and families, grandparents are all at the Jardín till midnight.
Everybody.
Yeah. It's interesting to see, because in the United States, everybody is pretty much back in their houses when the sun goes down.
Doors locked.
Yeah. And there's not
on their social media.
There's not that much. This is very much a community oriented. And people, they all head out to the Jardines or the Malecon or wherever.
Even in Progreso, we had a house 2 doors down from us in Progreso. The chairs were in the street.
Yeah.
I mean, and as the night went on, the number of chairs just increased, and they just sit out there, have their cerveza, have their soda, laugh, talk, and just, it was a nightly event. And so we've seen that all through Mexico, where it doesn't really matter where they're going to get together. I mean, it's all about community, and that is the biggest thing that as outsiders that we can take away from everything is that, you know what, they don't just close the door, shut it off, we're done. No, come on, sit, talk, and they always have time.
We've also noticed in areas where the temperature is just moderate, it's not super hot. A lot of the malls are also outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
love it.
They have like an open roof.
Well, the first time we hit that was Aguas Calientes when we went there, and it was just like, wow, this is cool.
It was like, wow, I never seen anything like this. So Paseo Querétaro is like that too. Not every mall we've been to is like that. It seems like it's in the areas that have milder temperatures. I think maybe the hot locations, they probably close the roof to try to keep some of that sun out. and try
And
to
who
keep it
wants to
cooler.
afford to try and pay that electricity bill on a mall?
Nobody does. Yeah. Let's see. Here we go, Jesse. I think I'm moving to Ajijic in January. Well, I mean, if you're moving to Ajijic in January, and we do
We're
the
gonna
same,
have it in February. You're gonna be right there, girl.
yeah. Oh, I love this. Great answer. See, someone. It's very outside country. Weather is often conducive to outdoor dining and living. Yes, for sure. And oh, Mama says she loves this live. Oh, muchas gracias, Doña.
Doña Sue.
Let's see. I noticed that some expats or new residents in Mexico don't want to do anything with new expats moving in. To me, it's very selfish, and they should remember how they felt when they first moved. I don't
get it. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. And the biggest thing that they're not doing is they are not checking their shit at the border.
Yeah.
You know, and they're coming down with that same attitude that they had on that side of the border. And come on, folks, you know what?
See, there you go.
We are here in Mexico.
Expats and immigrants and everybody who is not originally from this country and it's moving here. I agree. You should all help each other.
And
right?
you know what? Take a cue from the Mexican people. That's the biggest, you ask them for help, they stop and they go, you want the shirt? What? How can I help? They're all about. And the biggest thing we have grown from being down here is we now have just gone and we value the time that they invest in friendships. Because they take it seriously. And coming from the States, boom, 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 boom. And it's a totally different way of life. And Lise and Romy are, a perfect example. We got down here, we had been here 2 weeks and went to breakfast with them. One time. And by the end of that breakfast, those two women felt like they were friends of ours for life. And you know what? They have become friends of ours for life. And we've, throughout, we weren't here in Querétaro, we're still in contact with them. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you're here. We saw this. Boom, boom, boom. They're invested, and we are now invested. We have learned that lesson. For sure. And it's the same thing like with the family that literally adopted us in Veracruz. I mean, we're family as far as they're concerned. We're really good friends, and we're family, and we stay in touch on Facebook. And even when they came up to do a trip to Playa del Carmen, they contacted us to see if we could come and hang out with them for a day. And we did. And when they went to Chiapas, they contacted us to see if we were still there because they wanted to hang out, but we had moved on. We missed each other. Yeah, missed it by that much. But he's right. When people invest in a friendship with you here, it's a solid friendship. And you are part of their family. It's not light, and it's not one of those where, oh, you know what? You voted for so-and-so? I'm sorry. No. They may not agree with, and here's the thing that the American people really, and I'm going to speak to those of us who are from the U.S. or are still in the U.S., this is what we really could learn. When they say you are a friend, they are a friend. They may not agree with you voting for candidate A or candidate B. They may go, okay, that's your choice. Es mi amigo, and a hug. That's all that matters. Your family. Hey, we're not on the same page on that one. Doesn't matter. We're friends. That's the part that the U.S. right now just does not get. See, and this is true. What they're saying here is Ajijic is and Lake Chapala. It's a good area. It's a soft landing for a lot of people.
to adjust.
It's not exactly inexpensive.
But it's not exactly inexpensive, right? But what he's saying is true. In the neighboring communities where you're going to be mingling more with the locals and not so much that expat community, the prices do come down. And we noticed that when we were looking at our Airbnbs to reserve, but we were getting all the way down to one end of the lake at Hokotepec. And I'm like, I really don't want to be that far away. I don't want to visit Hokotepec, but we're not going to be there long enough to want to stay there and then constantly have to drive, out of there because there's only one road.
That's it.
That's going around.
And there's no place to expand it because it's built, lake to road to mountain. Yeah. That's it. I mean, and the thing, Jesse, is don't worry. KJ's your man. When you need that house and you got a plan, give him a call.
The golden voice. Oh my, Tom, no, we weren't saying it was great dropping you off.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just wanted I wanted to record that woman was struggling so hard.
She was
to walk up that sidewalk. And like even the sidewalk has unevenness to it, little, not really cobblestone.
Even after centuries of footsteps going across them, there are still undulations that if you aren't paying attention, you easily can turn an ankle or worse.
Honestly, she would have been the poster girl for the reason why we don't want to consider living there. And I just couldn't be that invasive and just record her struggling up this street, but it's burned in my memory now. And hey, Jesus, you are very welcome. Very welcome. Denata, we don't mind sharing whatever answers we can give to your questions. And we hope that you realize that, we're just trying to be really good guests. We're trying to be good guests. And we like to speak very highly of Mexico and the people of Mexico. And we're certainly not here to take advantage of the people or the culture. We're actually learning about the people and the culture and the history.
We are better people because of the culture and the history and the people here in Mexico.
It's true. So yeah, everyone does forget that they were new once. Yes. And sometimes people just kind of lose sight of that and they have to put themselves in that person's shoes, but not everyone has the ability to, I guess, think that deeply. I don't know, think outside themselves.
Turn it off and go, you know what? What was the way of life there is not the way of life here. And just.
And I love this comment. Jesse, there you go. Leaving your attitude at the border. 1 week in Merida, and I didn't feel like I needed a therapist on speed dial anymore. Right?
Isn't it amazing? Yes. Isn't it amazing how you talk to people? Say good morning, say good afternoon, say good evening, and do it with a smile. And a lot of what is bad just goes boop, gone. And really, that's all it really takes.
That's it. And yes, it's nice to hear, right?
It's the truth.
Lived in Germany working for the government, not that way. No, there is a difference and you're right.
Just to be fair, I got to ask this question of Terry here.
Okay.
Having been to Germany, there is a difference. At least there was, oh my God, 30 years ago when I used to go to Germany for business. There was a difference between Northern Germany and Bavaria.
Mm-hmm.
If you went to Bavaria,
mm-hmm.
Some of the most gregarious, warm people. To the northern part, it was a little more, it was put offish. It wasn't a little more. It was very cold, very, and what a lot of us think of typical of Germany, but Bavaria was like, hey, so difference, and the one thing we can say is that throughout our travels now of 3/4 of the states of Mexico, which we have now just about covered 3/4 of the states of Mexico.
Wow.
I know. At least have driven through, but the people have been constant.
Yeah.
I mean, they are what they are. They're genuine. They're warm. And
this is exactly it. We are guests. We're guests. You behave like a guest in someone else's home. That's what you do.
And you know what?
Yeah.
If you embrace their culture, you're a better person.
For sure.
Because you're going to come out. You cannot help but come out better.
For sure. And this is also very true. Watched a video where this expat was in Merida and everyone was very friendly to him. It was the other expats who lived there that didn't even look at him because they brought their baggage with them. That's why we're always like, please leave your crap at the border and come here willing to open up.
And why do we not want to go someplace and live someplace where it is primarily expats? That statement right there. I mean, that.
Oh.
No, that is.
No, I know, but we are going to give some.
No, we're going to give it a shot. But our belief is, it's like I can have a conversation with the young man at the guardhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And he's telling me what the narcos did to him, and he's showing me the bullet holes.
Yeah. His
wound where he got shot in Michoacan. And it's like, no seguro. And okay, but they open up freely and just share.
Yeah.
I can remember having, you, Winston, and I sitting at Omar's, and we're having conversations with Omar, and Omar's going, yeah, there's cartel here in Huatuco.
Of course there is.
He goes, you're never going to see them. I rarely see them, but they're here.
They're everywhere, guys. They really are. They're everywhere.
It's sort of like saying, you know what? We live in Charlotte. There's gangs in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Are you doing the things that you're going to get involved with them? No.
Right. It's true.
Done.
So I'm getting lost here. Oh, Terry, definitely made a lot of new friends during the meetup. Good. We're glad.
As we all did.
Yeah, we all did. And gosh, that was.
And just think, next year we get to reunite with all of them and have a good time.
Yeah, I think
make more new friends.
I think that was the biggest takeaway.
Yeah,
was
by far
meeting people and making friends.
By far. We went into this thinking, okay, we're going to do a meet and greet, I don't think either one of us had any idea that we were going to make the friends that we made during that meetup.
No, it wasn't anticipated, for sure. I was just really happy with how everything just worked out. Okay, Jesse, I got 2 days booked with KJ and Craig in August. Woo! That's awesome.
You were in good hands there, girl.
For sure. Oh, Arlene likes your shirt.
All right, next Saturday, I'll wear it.
All right. I'm making my karaoke list. I'm trying to find songs that I can actually sing now that my voice is crap.
I'm making a list, taking it twice, but they're still going to sound like crap.
Very lonely in Germany, even with making friends. Great to hear about how Mexico is.
Terry, the only way that you get isolated is if you isolate yourself. If you go out and you talk to people, and I know that there's a language barrier, but we have done some amazing things. And I'm just going to use this one particular young lady as an example. And I wouldn't really even call her a friend, but she laughs at us now. She is the clerk at Farmacia Guadalajara.
Oh, yeah.
And she was, trying to help us and everything else. And and Gina's buying getting a prescription filled and this and that. And I'm trying to just sort of sit there and let Gina deal with it. And Gina was suddenly, she was okay. And then it suddenly started to get a little deep and she started to sink. And then the problem is once you start to sink, you panic and then you sink really quick. And I have seen this. I've done this. A cop standing at the door, at the car door, and he has a gun and he's asking us something. And I'm going, I know exactly what to say, and it just goes, boop, gone. And then it just is like, duh. And so, then I jumped in and we finally managed to get it. She had a little bit better English than my Spanish was, but we got it all figured out because I'm going back to the States tomorrow. My mom is like, can you bring me some ivermectin? Yeah, Mom, not a problem. Because she spends about, with the Frontier doctor up there, I think it was like $900 for like 15 pills. So I make a little run and hit Simulares, hit Guadalajara, and grab some ivermectin. Well, don't you know, I get to Guadalajara, it's the same young lady. And I'm standing there and feeling like an idiot because I'm going, ivermectina, por favor. And she's looking at me like,
this is where I excel.
This is where she's better. I know more words. I can just screw the hell up out of them better. And so she's looking at me and she ivermectina, por favor.
No.
And she comes, she brings, no. That's bolígrafo y papel, por favor. And so I wrote it down. And she looks at it and she looks at me and she goes, ivermectina. And I went, oh, lo siento. And she's laughing. And so, but that's the whole thing is they don't laugh at us. They laugh with us.
Yeah. And
if you take it seriously, you put me in shadow when you get too far forward. If you take it too seriously, you're going to be the one to suffer. If you laugh with them, your life is going to be so much better.
Awesome. Okay. Jesus. Small town Mexico is like small town USA. I mainly travel to urban areas, New York and
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Similar vibes. Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. I think small town Mexico is great. It's great. I've got to tell you, some of my favorite places to visit that I would consider living in maybe would be like Tequisquiapan. What other places small like that? Honestly, Huatulco, La Crucecita was pretty nice.
La Crucecita,
but it's touristy.
La Crucecita is small now. 10 years, it's going to be Riviera Maya all over again.
I think my favorite small town so far, honestly, was
Tequisquiapan.
And I don't know. We're going to go visit Tequisquiapan again.
I mean, what's interesting is I would like to do that weekend again and show it to you guys, because we actually did. We went to Amialco, Tequisquiapan, and Bernal. Mm-hmm. Over 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And we were such newbies. We sat there and got to Amialco. We were hungry. And Gina ordered something she couldn't pronounce.
Tlayuda.
But
I didn't know what it was.
We had no clue what it was.
I just ordered it because it was cool looking.
Right. And now we look at a Tlayuda. We know exactly what to expect. We know it comes from, from the Chiapas, Oaxacan part of the country, and and they put this thing and they cover the entire griddle with it and cut it in half, and both halves covered the whole plate.
It was huge.
But it would be interesting to go back and experience it now. Are we fluent? Oh, hell no.
No.
But are we experienced? A lot more. We've experienced so much more in 2 years than what we did when we stood there, eyes wide open, going,
I want this thing. I can't say it, but I want it.
I mean, in techies, yes, we're going back.
Let's see. Okay. So, hi, Sheila. I talked previously about something called Keep your home IP. Let's see if I'm able to show this because can you see that? Keep your home IP. Okay. And you get 2 of those little blue boxes. One gets plugged into somebody's router at their house in the US.
Preferably, if you can, somebody who has a little bit of IT or at least some computer knowledge, or somebody who is so scared of it that they're never going to touch it, which is why it's at my mom's.
She's got Google Fiber and she's getting 500 megs up and down. So,
and she views it like that's the holy grail. If I screw that up, Mark and Gina aren't going to be able to earn any money. So
anyway, you plug one of the boxes into that, and then you take you get the other box programmed to tunnel to that box, and you bring it with you, and you plug your laptop into this other box, and it has been working really well. Anytime that I am logged on, if I do a speed test, it always shows me up at Kansas City, always. And I do not have any issues logging in, not even with 2-factor authentication that they send to my phone. So everything's been working really, really well. Plus, also keep in mind that my employer has a VPN on their stuff, but it's been working well. And it works so well that if I'm having issue with the internet here, like let's say that there was an interruption and I got kicked offline, I can log into that box on my phone and then use my phone as a point and just connect to my phone. And it still works great. So it's working really well. I have no complaints. I really don't know what the longevity is of this device, if I run into issues or whatnot. One of the things that they do is you basically buy the device and then you get like 1 or 2 support calls. And then if you want continued support after that, you will pay hourly for that, or you buy into their monthly plan. I have done neither. So I guess if I ever run into an issue, I may find myself considering it, but I haven't yet. So
as long as it keeps doing what it's
doing.
Working.
Yep, it's working.
And if it were to be a $25 or $50 a month thing versus making a paycheck, we worry about that when it occurred.
Okay, so he's talking about Frankfurt Mannheim.
That's central. Yeah, that's and Frankfurt was I found to be very friendly. I mean, I used to go to Cologne every 2 years, which is even north of Frankfurt, and there were great people in Cologne, but boy, if you didn't get the right ones, they were sort of.
And I like that you're saying this, KJ and Craig. Most folks in Lakeside have the same opinion. Leave it behind.
Not according to their Facebook pages. No, and that's the minority.
Yeah.
Who happens to be loud, and that's
the people who squeal the loudest, right? And those are the ones that always do the complaining on all the Facebook groups, and it's one of the reasons why I try to avoid Facebook if I can. What's Facebook? I know he doesn't even do Facebook. So, okay. Recommendations for international health insurance companies. Well, Heather, to be honest, we have not tried to get regular full health insurance type coverage.
We have catastrophic because, and part of that is because of the fact that healthcare here is affordable for the day in, day. I mean, we spend about, I want to say $20 a month for our maintenance drugs between the two of us.
And if we need a doctor's appointment,
I mean,
$50-$60
well,
max.
She went and had that cyst, taken care of with the medications and everything else. And it cost us less than $200.
That was for surgery, like in-office procedure.
I mean, and so.
And then when I got my cast off my arm, that was like
2,200 pesos. Trust me, I know, because I had to walk. I had to walk down to the OXXO and to the bank, get some money, and then break it because she didn't have any change, and it was like.
But I mean, he literally took like, I don't know, an hour trying to saw a cast off my arm, and And then we had to go get an x-ray. That was $35. So it's easy to pay for maintenance healthcare out of pocket. It's the catastrophic stuff
that we worry about.
Yeah.
And so, it's one of those, the best thing I could recommend is we pay now, was it 323?
I
Something,
think
a little over 300 a month for the catastrophic insurance.
for
Then,
the two of us together.
For the two of us together. And then pay yourself into a fund for what you're going to be going, the possibility of having to deal with something happening, because it's going to occur sometime, someplace. But if you have the money sitting there and they go, we're going to have to do surgery, this, that, boom, 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 boom. Well, guess what? The money's sitting there ready to go. And you're going to have to pay it. And that's,
I'll put a link here if anyone's interested. We have Safety Wing. It's a glorified travel insurance. It's really what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of travel insurance companies won't give you a good rate if you want to have it for longer than a couple of weeks. Safety Wing will renew every month for up to a year, and then you have to sign up for a new certificate. So, $330 roughly a month for the two of us. And our rates did go up a little bit, but when they updated the rates, they also took away
the deductible.
There's no deductible.
We had a $250 deductible.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, okay, take the $250, that's $20 a month. It went from $273 to $320. Well, half of that was getting rid of the deductible. So it's all right. We had a $20, maybe $30 a month, increase, and she's getting older.
Yeah. So I just, I did investigate other similar insurance plans at the time before I accepted the rate hike.
Trust me, she shopped.
And I shopped hard, and they still had the best rate that I could find. I know one of our subscribers, I believe, had an issue getting coverage with them, but I'm not really sure why.
I think that was they were discussing something about prior, pre-existing conditions, something like that. That
I don't know. And we don't have any of those issues, so I don't know. But we like it.
Found yet.
They pay out pretty quickly, and they I don't know.
But the secret is you got to have the money to pay them, because they're not going to treat you if you don't have the money.
You have to have about $5,000 on a credit card.
Either have a credit card with a high enough limit, or have it in a savings account that you have the debit card that you can just go,
yep,
here you go, thank you, put it on that. But if you pay yourself $100 a month, that's $1,200. In 4 years, you've got going to have $5,000. That goes a long way.
Hey, here we go. The cartel leave the Gringos alone. Yeah.
No lie, you are much safer here than
That's true.
The only time that we ever feel vulnerable really is driving from city to city, and that's not probably reality.
Right.
It is the nerves of it. We're going someplace we don't know. It wasn't as evident when we drove from Puebla to here.
Yep.
Because we'd been here.
Yep.
And so it was a much more relaxed drive.
We got about 3 minutes left, so I'm going to try to rush through this stuff. I'm so sorry, guys. Non-Spanish speakers here. I'm fluent. They expect me to translate at the restaurant. Not my job. You know what?
Not my pig, not my farm.
All they have to do is pull out Google Translate, and they can figure it out. Right, Jesus? Right?
And you know what? It's on them to learn the language.
That's right. Want to retire early and may have to wait a while to utilize my health care. I figured if I would invest in the international plan and have a good dog in a box, I can get by.
Yes, right. That is the key.
And I like to refer to cartels as the same as my LBC family of friends. We call them unelected officials. I love it. That's cute. There we go. They have pride in the town or city, and they want it to thrive. Yes, they do.
Yes.
I'm going to see. Let's see. Let's jump down real quick here. We're getting close to the end here, so I'm really trying to answer everyone's questions and stuff. Hard to say, Tayuda. Yes, yes, but they were very, very, very good. Um, sometimes I shudder when I speak Spanish. Stutter. Okay.
Sometimes I shudder. I mean, it's like,
I do too.
ah.
Tom wants to know, do we have potential venue? I don't think that the guys have it set up just yet, Tom, but there in the links in the chat, we did put the Facebook page group. I don't think you're on Facebook though.
I'm going to tell you this. That is the one thing that they're going to be hard pressed to beat.
Yeah.
Is the venue this year, because we walked in and just went, oh my God, this is a home run.
Right. Let's see. So, you're very welcome. Computer whiz or not, it's very simple. I'll just tell you, once you plug it in, you get a free phone call. You call the setup people. They're on a European time zone. I had a lovely lady named Sophia. She was able to ask me questions. She got my box programmed. You can't really test the box until you are basically out of the area. It doesn't have to be out of the country, but out of the area, because obviously you're going to connect the box you take with you to whatever local internet you have, and it's tunneling and masking your location.
Yep.
So, but their IT support was very helpful. They set it up and it just works. It's magic. Let's see. Airbnb will cut it. 300 people in a studio. No. Here's a question. Do you feel Scheinbaum is going to address gentrification? It almost feels that way when I listen to her. Well, I feel that she's trying to address a lot of things right now. And one of those things that she's definitely looking at is immigration from the Guatemalan border. She's taking it very, very seriously from what I understand. And there are a lot of Mexican citizens that along that path of migration have shown concern about the influx.
And the problem with, the U.S. shutting off the southern border, there is an influx of foreign nationals outside of Mexico. That what do we do with them now? And that is going to be a huge issue, and how she addresses that. But to be honest, we really don't listen to what it is that she says, because ignorance is bliss.
And we don't understand a lot of the background of what's going on here.
And that's part of the whole, you know what? If I don't plug in, I don't get tuned up.
All right. I'm trying to hit down. Okay. So I am going to pull this out real quick from Terry. Being 75, sometimes that age can be a problem if you're trying to get new insurance. Sometimes you have to have it before you reach that age to continue, if they let you continue at all. And a lot of companies, once you get to that age, if you didn't have previous coverage, you can't get it. So it's
a totally different way of life down here from what we used to in the U.S. as far as insurance.
That's why we both say pay yourself. Act as if you are an insurance company and you're making a premium payment every month, and throw it into an account and save that up.
Yep.
That is your health fund if you need it. So.
And your kids will love you if you drop dead from a heart attack, and before you hit the floor, they're going, "Hey, Dad's got money."
And Stephanie, yes, I watched their video yesterday, Kinetic Kennons. Yes, I watched it, and she's having another baby.
And what's going to be interesting is we'll sort of wrap this all the way around back into a neat little circle.
Yes.
Is there were a lot of channels that wanted to participate.
Yes.
That could not because of schedule, this, that, and everything else. I thoroughly, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, I anticipate next year 15 channels.
Maybe.
I think 15 channels will be in Ajijic.
Probably.
I mean, we had 6 this year. So, I can think of 4 right off the bat that were like boom, 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 boom. So that's just adding 5, and with enough pre-planning and everything else, I got a feeling they'll be there.
Yeah, it is very difficult. The insurance situation is definitely it's rough here, and you almost don't want to take advantage of the insurance plans that are set for Mexican citizens who have worked and paid into these and things like that.
No, they've earned that.
They've earned that. It's
Mhm.
like their Social Security or whatever,
Mhm.
And so you really want to be self-sufficient as much as you can. And yeah, you're going to run into this issue as you age out that you can't get coverage. And I think that there are some companies that will let you continue to have the coverage as long as you had it before.
Okay. Here's the other part of that whole thing. It is evolving.
Yeah.
As the number of expats continue to come to Mexico, remember, a lot of things are in flux and a lot of things are going to change. Just like your man for a mortgage, KJ, a lot of things are, mortgages were unheard of. And so, but now they're slowly working their way in. And so there are going to be changes in the next 10 to 15 years. So, insurance probably going to morph a little bit. Mortgages continue to morph a little bit.
Maybe.
So it's all you know what? Come down here, enjoy the weather, love the people, and go with the flow.
For sure. Okay. So thank you, Jesus. I'm so glad that you were able to, to spend some time with us tonight. So
yes,
you are very welcome. De nada, senor.
Hi. He was teaching us stuff as well. And that's the whole beauty of this whole relationship with all of you.
So we're going to wrap it up. We're 5 minutes over, and I promised I really wanted to cut this so that KJ and Craig, Truly Remarkable Life, could get their video drop on the SMA meetup. Jump over to that channel
to Truly Remarkable Life and see the new video.
We think it's going to be fantastic. Thank you to all of you guys. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches. We are so happy to have had you here tonight. 2 weeks. We'll see you in 2 weeks. This weekend is our Puebla cost of living.
Adios.
Adios.